Okay, my name is Michal. Hodon. I came from Slovakia, from Zilina. I'm colleague of MS Eva and Peter. We are, yeah. You see where the Slovakia is, especially Slovakians, yeah? Zilina is our city in the north, near the border of Poland and Czech Republic. Some pictures. We have a nice scenery around. You see our faculty over there. It's like in the forest. Even this photo is made from a very nice angle. It looks like in the forest. Yes, here are some of our students. I am from Department of Technical Cybernetics. Besides this, I also have a company where we develop hardware and software solutions according to customers' needs. Yeah, there are some pictures, you don't need to know what's on there, but I came here to discuss or maybe to have some theoretical introduction of phases of prototype development. Hello. Don't worry. So agenda for this presentation is as following. I tell you something about phases of prototype development. I tell you what does it mean prototype fidelity. I'll tell you something about types of prototyping models, best practices, advantages, disadvantages, and then I would like to discuss with you your cases. Yeah, I think everybody has some case. Is it right? Already assigned. Yeah, insects and yeah. I just remember these insects because this is very interesting topic, insects. And then I like to discuss with you or apply this modeling to your case study, yeah, together. So phases of prototype development. You can see here there is some link, but if you put this to the Google, yeah, phases of prototype development, you got the same things that I put to my presentation. Yeah, I just copy some things from several sources, yeah. But maybe some of you know this model already, yeah. This theory, yeah. Maybe you don't know, okay. But theory is something that you are used in real, yeah. They just named the steps, but like if you are clever enough, you did this without knowing the theory, yeah. As the theory tells, write this A, B, C, D, very nice, but you write it by your own way, and it's capable of usage. Okay, so prototyping model. I'm talking about software and hardware, yeah, because you are here guys from ICT, I guess, yeah. So you know it may be better than me. Prototyping model tell us the way in which the prototype is built, yeah. So at the beginning, we can say in general there are some basic steps, yeah, 5-6 steps. Requirements, quick design, build prototype, and this, the best circle, never-ending story, user evaluation, refining the prototype. Yeah, user, from my point of view, is your customer. Yeah, for those who already developed something, some product for the customer, everybody knows how nice it is to work with your customer when dealing with the details. Okay, and then the best things for you as a producer, implement and maintain. And maintenance is always paid, yeah? So the best thing for you is to make something that you can maintain and you can get to some money. So phases of prototype development, yeah? Now what I'm gonna do is to talk about each color, yeah? Orange, I don't know this color.
Yellow.
Is it yellow? I know only 8 colors. Okay, so requirements gathering and analysis. This is the biggest fight in the world, yeah. Customers' expectations, yeah, and delivered product. The best fight is because always customers, we don't have money, yeah. This is typical. We don't have money, but we want this. And of course, if you're a good manager, yeah, the good manager will say, okay, we do everything. Yeah? Then it's like here, that there is one guy who do everything and the others just do it like this, do it like this. But all the time, customers expect something very, something what is impossible. Yeah? And you need to find a way how to serve him your product with some basic functionalities that you are able to do without doing things impossible, expected at the beginning. So what is important here is to know your knowledge. It's called like self-confidence. You know what you are able to do, or you know what your colleagues are able to do. This is very important, really. Don't think about, okay, you can do things you didn't do before, but you have some skills. You should be aware of your skills. That's very important. And then, so the step one, requirement analysis. Yeah. So write down the requirements. If you write down the requirements, as deeper, as much in detail is better. Yeah. Because when you don't write the requirements in detail, then there is a space for arguing with your customers. You should be as in detail as possible. Then, yeah, this is the second phase. Good phase. Yeah, now we are talking about prototyping. If you do not prototyping, the another way is just to serve the product. Yeah, you know, I don't know, you, for example, you are web developer and some customer come to you and say, okay, oh no, web developer was the wrong case. I don't know, you do electric bulbs. Yeah, you do electric bulbs and some customer come, do for me bulb like this. You say, okay, you write down to your colleagues, do the bulb, and they have some processes and they are able to make a bulb without any prototyping. But in most cases, if you do some special things, then you do need to do prototyping. So the second step here, quick design. What is quick design? Just according to the requirements, do something. Yeah, do some initial program, some basic prototype, whatever, and then, okay, then there are some hints. Yeah, you see there are five questions. What problem does it solve? You after this quick design run, you should be able to answer these questions. Who is the key market? This is also important. My wife is working for Continental, and she developed tires for Asian market. Yeah, and the Asian requirements are totally different to, for example, European customers. Yeah, so you also should know the key market requirements. What other options are available? This is always good to have some list of options that should be applied. In terms of software engineering, for example, which frameworks, which libraries do we want to use, and so on. Anticipate price. This is very important. This is very, of course, if you do million of pieces of your device, it's cheap, yeah. But you should know that you are able to sell million of pieces. And what are the material and labor needs? Yeah, this you should already know as you work on it. If you don't know, it's very bad. It's very bad. From my point of view, this is very, very important. Material labor needs for creation. And what problem does it solve? Of course, if you do something, you need to solve the problem. Yeah? This is very good hint. Very good hint. If you do this quick design, now I'm still talking about here, number 2, yeah, quick design. Focus on the key features. Don't make prototype identical to end product. Yeah, for what? For nothing. To make it nice, to make it perfect. No, forgot about in this quick design. Just make 1 or 2 key features really required from your customer, and then if you have this, like provided, you can discuss this with your customer. Yeah, you will show the key features and you say why it's not blue, or you say okay, I'm writing down blue. Okay, you have some space for maneuvering. That's perfect. Less critical issues are not important in this case. However, there are some customers who are really keen on whether it is nice or not. Yeah? Somebody really don't care about the functionality. But at this first step, it should look nice. Yeah? Then it's up to you how you feel it. From my point of view, it's better to have these key features. Then phases of prototype development, build a prototype. Yeah? Build a prototype, writing the software, doing electronics, making some enclosures, I don't know, doing algorithmization, making your communication stacks, whatever, doesn't matter. So, with design, you build a prototype. Here, I'd like to point out the way of making prototypes change a bit. When I was like at the beginning or younger, what we did, if we want to do electronics, yeah, then I need to go to specialized company to send them some CAD materials. Then they were able to build our PCBs, yeah, enclosure mechanics. What we did, you find some nice enclosure, and then you build electronics just to fit the enclosure. Yeah, this was like in the past. And then you made the software, I don't know, in assembler or in C or in C++ on really low level. Yeah? Because you have nothing, just your knowledge. Yeah? Now, situation changed a bit. You know, electronics. I don't need to make contracts with production companies. I just put through internet one-stop SMT service order, and in 20 euros I got the prototype, yeah? From China, of course, not from Europe. Moreover, there are some so-called single-board computers or open hardware solutions. Maybe you heard about Raspberry, Arduino, Node MCU, yeah? This very cheap module, which integrates Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, that has 2 cores, is about, I don't know, 4 euros, yeah? So it's open you a lot of possibilities, especially when testing, when doing your product on the breadboard and so on. Even with COVID situation, also with war in Ukraine, also maybe you remember 2 years ago this Suez Canal blocked by the boat. The chips are not even incredibly, the prices of chips are not even incredibly high, but they are not at the market. Yeah, they are really not. We did one special device with really high added value based on some special microcontroller, which price was, at that time we developed it, it was 2 years ago, 4 euros per piece. Yeah. Then during this situation, I told you, it goes up to 22 euros. Yeah. If you have good added value of your product, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you make revenue of not 1,000 euros per each piece, but 960 or something like this. Yeah, it's less, but not critical if it's added value. Yeah, but now it's impossible to buy this controller. Yeah, it's really impossible to buy because there is really a lack of the chips. The basic producers, yeah, car producers, smartphone producers, they take everything what is in the market. And now problem is, for me, if I want to continue with my small series, I need to order 10,000 pieces of controller. I was just talking with the managers from the producing company, 10,000 pieces, but each for 20 euro. Now this is a problem, really big problem for me. So, and if I order 10,000 pieces, each for 20 euros, I should wait 2 years. So this is like official. So I need to switch my design, and this is really, really costly to make everything from ground. Because in my field, if you do hardware software, you need to program the software according to the hardware needs, and this is really bad when you change the hardware. Then even you do some operating systems, programming and so on, it's still the things that's not functioning. Maybe some of you know that it's written in datasheet that it should work like this, but it's not working. And if you write down to the support that why it's not working, say, okay, we know the problem, but we have no capacity to solve it. So how personally, what changed in my point of prototyping? How do we think? Like before, what I do, I knew some parameters that I expect from the device. So then I found the basic, not e-shops, not sellers, but I just checked the producer web pages and checked the product I want. Okay? Then, 2 years ago, situation changed, and I do the designs according to what I was able to buy. So I check the e-shops, sort by price, lowest first, and then I say, okay, I have 1,000 pieces there, so okay, I'll build my design on this. Now, what we do, we don't look what is in the shop. I buy 100 pieces of something, and then I do the design without just testing, because if you don't buy one day, the next day the part is over. So the situation is very, very hard now for hardware developers, but with software developing is also not good, because nobody at the moment, nobody wants to write the software. Everybody wants to be like, I don't know, doing Instagram photos, and because also writing software is work. You need to sit down at the table 8 hours a day. You know it. You need to work, and you need to really think. It's not easy work. And so there is not, or there's a lack of labor force all over the Europe. I would say all over the world. The good situation is in US, because US guys can pay you much higher salaries than, for example, Germans or whoever. What makes I have some friends who work like remotely for US companies, but we are missing them people from Europe, So however, we are just able to pay enormous money. I don't know, for East European countries, even I am from East Europe, we are able to pay even Eastern European countries higher money for programming, because in post-Soviet, okay, this is not what I want to talk. Sorry, stop me. Okay, so now, electronics, I told you, there are some services which are very cheap. Then, enclosure mechanics, You remember, I told you, I found enclosure and I put electronics inside. Now, you make your enclosure on 3D printer. I think you have here some workshop on 3D printing, Yeah, so you can print out your enclosure. Then software, What I found, how to find the lack of labor force to buy existing libraries or to use, Don't program everything like from the low level, Even C++, it's just language, It's not, this can also be programmed in C++ maybe, or Python, But there are some libraries that are used which help you to maybe to build a product without so much effort, and it's even better for you to buy something, I don't know, for thousands of years, rather than pay the people to make it for you, until you do some military things that you don't want to share, So this is the way of prototyping change. Then we came to this initial user evaluation. Very, very bad phase, because after all discussions, you make some prototype, and then the customer come and say, oh, it's totally wrong. I didn't want to do this. That's why I came to the first point, to requirements, and say, okay, but be wrong down on the paper this. And that's why it's very important to be as special as possible. Because if you want to have some space for maneuvering, it's good for you, but you also provide the space for maneuvering to your customer. And it's all the time, okay, I understood it like this, but okay, but it can be understood like this. So try to be as special as possible. Testing and refining should occur multiple times, multiple times. This is like, it is. And then, after this, we should be ensure the prototype is ready to be unveiled to stakeholders. Yeah, this is step 4, initial user evaluation. Presentation, yeah, just everybody can present anything. I didn't put there, but I was just googling the biggest market crowds, like in past 10 years, and you know there were several, I don't want to say Ponzi companies or cheating companies, but companies which presented final product, gathered the money from customers, build really big companies with a huge amount of employees, and then finally found that the product was unveiled. Yeah, and so investors lost their money. That's why you can present everything, yeah, that is working, and then it's up to your customer, your investor, whether they accept your presentation or not. Yeah, but this is not what I want to tell you because it's bad. This step, from my opinion, is not important. Yeah, if you are good developer, you present it like here, initial user evaluation and so on. Refining the prototype, yeah, this is all the time. If user is not happy, current prototype, refining. Don't forget, yeah, final system developed based on the approved final prototype. Yeah, patenting, intellectual property. Yeah, this is important also if you want to sell your products all over the world. Implement product and maintain. Yeah, each half a year. Do some updates. Yeah, I don't know. First year free updates, then make updates which should be paid. That your product can earn you the money all the time. So here I describe these 5 steps or 6 steps. You know, it's like you do in your life. Yeah, if you do something, see, could it be like this? Oh no, okay, I make it. Okay. Prototype fidelity. How accurate model is when compared to final product. Okay? This is just, you know, what does fidelity mean. These are these 5 steps. Yeah? Requirement analysis, you see, coming to design, development, testing, maintenance, software development life cycle. Low fidelity design, yeah. Extremely scaled down version. You don't have time. I don't know, there should be some presentation and you want to show something, okay, so you come with some toy or something like this to present. Yeah, this is low fidelity. Medium, what is medium? Yeah, higher than low. And high fidelity product is like you spend a lot of time to show this product. The types of prototyping models. Yeah, we have types of prototyping models. It's easy. Yeah, rapid prototyping. Yeah, or throwaway prototyping. Prototype. It's quickly developed to show the requirements, but we do something and then we throw it. It's like this. Establish outline specs, develop prototype, evaluate prototype. Yeah. After this is done, we throw it away and we make the final design. Yeah. So in rapid prototyping, on throwaway prototyping, we are throwing away things. Yeah. Throwaway prototyping. So you do something, then you throw it. Then you do something, throw it. It costs you money, of course, but it's a good way if you are skilled enough and you are able to prototype very fast the things. It's a very good way for you to show or to discuss with investors, yeah, to do the prototyping. If you have 3D printing lab and somebody want to order from you, I don't know, million pieces of one small part, yeah? So this rapid throwaway prototyping is the best way. First, because printing costs you, I don't know, 50 cents or 20 cents. It doesn't matter whether you spend 100 euros to throwing the prototype until he is satisfied with this. And then, I don't know, you can order it from some suppliers from China or from here, from Europe. Yeah? So these rapid throwaway prototypes. Evolutionary prototype. Yeah? This is typical. The prototype is incrementally refined until it's finally accepted. Yeah. Then you need to have a good team of people which are skilled, which can give you some feedbacks on your prototypes, and you do some iteration. This is helpful for a project which uses a new technology that is not well understood. Even you think it's well understood, but maybe it should be better just to iterate the things. Also, it is good for complex projects where every functionality must be checked. Yeah. So this is evolutionary prototype. Yeah. We have some requirements. We came to the quick design, build prototype, evaluate with users, and so on until the product is done. Yeah. Here, this phase here and here is very important because even you work with the new technologies, you need to know the technologies. If you think it's very hard to understand the technologies, then we came to incremental prototype. Yeah, increment 1, 2, 3, 4, make a photo. Yeah, so we split it into several parts where, for example, here is some example. There is some task to make web-based social network, yeah, with some following functionalities: sign up for the system, log into the system, send or accept friend request. Solution: we can make it, what is it, 3 components. Yeah, of course there is thousands of components, but now just to show you, there can be 3 components. Yeah, so 1 component, sign up and login. Second component, send friend request, accept friend request. Yeah. So I don't know. You guys do this component. You guys second, and the rest the third component. Then of course there should be somebody. It's called full stack developer. Yeah. Very important position. Who know what everybody is doing and can put it together. Yeah? So do you understand the difference between incremental prototype and evolutionary? In evolutionary, you do here iterations. In incremental, you do small steps, and everybody is building the step. Extreme prototyping is for HTML. Maybe you know it. First, you do some mockup, yeah, some wireframes to your customer. This is valid when you do web pages. Yeah. First, you do your mockup. To show mockup means visual. How the web page looks visually. You can draw it even on a paper. If you agree, then you do functional small HTML, like basic functionality. And if the customer is satisfied here, then you do the service layer. Yeah. So it is very important not to spend time on service layer until everybody agreed on what to do. Okay. Best practices of prototyping. Yeah, just sum it up. We have still time, do we? Yeah. Prototyping is very good when requirements are unclear. That's true. To showing the prototype to your customer, but you should know that it costs you money and time. This prototype. Very important is planned and controlled prototyping. But it's like now, yeah, it's from this directory or manager point of view, where I don't want to be so or belong. So yeah, planning and controlling is always good. Regular meetings, yeah, project on time. Prototyping issues and pitfalls. This is about your self-confidence, that you know what you are able to do. You need to approve a prototype. Yeah, this is very hard to approve it, and then going to the next step. This is I bold it. Never be afraid of to change earlier decision, because even at the beginning, if you don't change your initial approach and you see it's getting really bad, it's sometimes really better to stop. But this is really the hardest thing to do. I don't know, you spend 2 months on something, and then say, okay, this was the bad way, throw it somewhere, and continue with another solutions. Yeah. If you want your project like to be good for in the future, then this is normal case that you throw in the things. If you just want to sell it, then okay, order the new one. Then try not to throw in the things and finish it and forget about it. Yeah, and implement important features early. Yeah, important features. Just really is important to know what is important. Yeah. What are another advantages? The users are involved in development. You can discuss with the user. You can show him, because if you taught me about programming, I would understand you. Yeah, I say okay. Pointers. Yeah. But if you show me, it's like this now, it's faster. I say okay, cool. Okay. Missing functionality can be identified in prototyping. Yeah. Then you can okay, we do this, but it will be more costly. Yeah, this is like this. Help team member to communicate. Customers can do quicker user feedback. Yeah, this is very. I would say important. It's straightforward model, basis of the specific change, discount, blah blah blah. Disadvantages: slow and time-taking process. Yeah, it's hard to do prototyping because there is no much people who can pay for prototyping, and it's really impossible. You should be really experienced to know the personal cost in prototyping process, the time and personal cost. So this is very hard. And the cost of developing a prototype is total waste, as the prototype is ultimately thrown away in this throwaway model. Yeah. So yeah, you need to count with this. Excessive change request. Yeah. If you show prototype, then customers say, okay, this was really bad, but that's good for you because you can now discuss, negotiate with him about the final product. Yeah, and sometimes customers may not be willing to participate. Then this throw away is even worse. And also there may be too many variations in software, even in hardware requirements. This, if you do prototyping, you don't have time to do the documentation because you do the prototype, you want to present something. And if there is pure documentation, it's very hard to maybe come back to some things. Okay, so documentation is very important. Yeah, it is very difficult for developers to accommodate all the changes. If you're writing software or if you do hardware or do the system according to some special requirements, and then somebody say, okay, but I would prefer to put here one green button. Is it easy? Yes. No, the hell, it isn't, because you need to maybe to rebuild the database and to make all the things that are connected together. So it's not easy. But from the point of view of customer, it can be easy. The client may lose interest in the final product when they are not happy with the initial prototype. Yeah, it could happen. And then I don't know where it was. This throwaway is even worse. Okay, that was all from the theory, yeah? How many time do we have? 30 minutes, okay. So now what I put here your case studies, yeah? And I would like you to use this evolutionary method. You know evolutionary method? So let's try. I don't know whether you already specify some technical solution or so. For example, insect. Who are the guys from insect farming? Yeah. So you are guys from insect farming. Do you already think about your case study?
sure.
Yeah, I put here, you know, what I put here? I put here some ICT points of view. What are the things that I was interested in? Yeah. So if you are talking about this insect farming, I just read it, yeah, and I said, okay, what would be really like added value? Yeah? Now this case is like really virtual. Yeah, don't need to build something. Yeah, is it? If you build, it would be better. But in this case, I'm not sure whether it's possible. Yeah, so I put here, yeah, smart insect trap, ICT-based farming, intelligent collection systems of insects. Have you, or what ICT technologies are implemented in your solutions? In your solution?
For the sorting of the insects.
Yeah.
Like for dividing them into the different steps. So.
How?
It's like an application with image recognition, so.
Yeah, so this is what I want to discuss with you and encourage the others to help you. Yeah? So you say, okay, you want to have your image recognition application. And then what? You will go and check out. So there should be robots?
No, there is a smartphone, old smartphone with Android, and if you put this Android, you will install this application. And this application will send data from camera to some API to recognize the age of the
No, it's yeah.
So your point of view is like this, that you build application, yeah. You come insect to see it, or its age, and then
No, it's always in the place, like in the insect farm. They are installed for the homes. Like you don't go and, yeah.
Please, I don't understand. Please, describe it even like, I'm really bad in imagination.
We have the first starting picture.
Guys, what are the other things about this solution?
You can come and you can paint.
Yeah, come and paint. Yeah.
I don't know if like I understood right or not, but I'm not sure what they are talking about exactly. But are you using like another technology like for the detection if the system gives you it's an insect, you just trap it?
I can make it clear. So we are basically making an insect farming system.
Okay.
The entomology is like we have nothing to do with the eating.
Doesn't matter.
We are
Okay.
just making the farming system.
Okay.
So,
Why you need smartphone application in farming system?
because we had the idea of recycling phones, so we get the addresses, the ability of recycling phones, but we also it's more affordable. So well, I'm not gonna spoil everything because that's part of our presentation.
Okay.
So you get the idea. So some simple algorithm that would recognize different states in a farm because they need to be separated. Otherwise, bad things will happen. So yeah.
Okay. So now I see the main innovation here is like in the idea of insect farm. Yeah. Because everybody want to. Yeah, it would be not so European kill the insect. Yeah. But you want to make a farm for insects to make them grow. Yeah. The way of how you take care for insect is just secret and you present, or it's not important in this case because the idea is so strong that nobody asks for the technical details.
Yeah, well, insect farming is kind of small market right now, so it's. I don't know if people are actually interested enough, but like we hope they are for our like
Guys, do you have any ideas to this team? Yeah, good source of content, but do anybody have ideas? Yeah, when I was smart clothes. Yeah, I was googling yesterday that clothes that can take insects from the nature. Yeah, and then somehow you have to collect them. Yeah.
We're still doing the insect farm.
right? The ideas for them. I heard like
It's like this.
I don't know. I heard that there's like some frequencies that insects like dislike or that they run away from. So maybe like a good smart solution would be to build a fence around the farm using such frequencies, or maybe like areas where you can like separate different species.
Perfect, yeah.
Based on like some kind of auditory sensors or something like that. Or maybe even aggregate them if they go towards certain frequencies. I don't know. Maybe biology, someone.
I think this is a very good point. Yeah, this is what I wanted to motivate you to bring some improvements to the others. Yeah. And then quiet.
That's my idea.
Okay. Anybody else with interesting idea for?
They're probably also attracted to light.
Yes.
So like flash some light somewhere.
Not
And
really.
the insects will come.
Not really.
Not really?
No, the light isn't good for them.
Yeah, it's
We
not good.
already did the research and everything, and it's not good for them.
Okay. So I really love your idea to hacking the insect to some threats or to this is perfect. This is added value to your kind of added value to your approach. But I don't want you to change the approach. Yeah, I want you just maybe to hurt somebody else. Okay. Smart governance. Yeah. Who is there? Yeah, that's us. Yeah. Can you explain? I don't know. It's secret. You will present them.
It's not secret, it's fine. So basically we focus more on accessibility and smart city governance, like citizens interacting with their government. So our plan would be to build also like a phone application or like smart system application. A smart system would be like anything the type of Google Now, Alexa, Siri, plugin for those, or maybe even like a computer program that you can download and it can help you. And we would use natural language processing to take inputs from the user and help them with any governmental process they need. Maybe like even build a chatbot to wait in line at certain like phone operator type situations where you get like a call, it's 20 minutes until our agent speaks to you, and then like you get a notification when the bot is done waiting for you or something like that. We would implement different kinds of smart city technologies depending on which city the app is deployed in. So if the city has smart bikes, it would have like a smart bike feature. If it helps you interact with like the police or relocation purposes, it would have a feature for that. So it would be like an information aggregator, and it would basically give you a simplified view of the complexities of the local government.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect, but it's totally boring.
It is very
Very
boring.
boring. I would like to put there something really innovative. Yeah,
I don't know,
guys,
lasers.
you are no, but you are young. Yeah, okay, you are not so young, but like small children. Yeah. But sorry for that. Oh, yeah, what I could, you know, the new technologies that come out, haptic gloves. Did you see? It was unreal, I don't know, a couple months ago from Facebook startup. Holograms. Implementing in your solution. When I want to ask major, yeah, why don't I can talk with some hologramic figures implemented in your system? Okay, it's totally away from your approach. I love your approach because it's really technically applicable. Yeah, it is. It's okay. It's okay. But I am missing some innovation there, like really innovation.
It would be the approach would be to like help people with maybe like disabilities, like blind or mute people or the elderly, and we were talking like about different add-ons that can be included in the system later on. So maybe like something like haptic gloves. There is like a project where mute people can do international sign language, and the gloves would interpret the movement of the hands, and they have like speakers on them. So someone who does not know sign language could hear what the mute person is saying by just the speaker on the glove.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's some add-on for like a very specific group that can be later integrated.
Yes, that's add-ons.
Yeah.
Okay, if I understand your system as a magic button, which you press, yeah, magic button, and then the system tell you, or ask you what you want to do and help you.
Yeah, basically with interacting with the locals in the government.
So it doesn't have to be only the application.
It doesn't have to be. It can be like OS independent. We were thinking about there are like special smartphones and adjusted phones for people that are blind, so we can integrate into their OS and offer like vendor-specific programs.
However, there is also one case study. This smart Google Street Map based route analysis for people with special needs. Yeah, so you can join somehow. But okay, the others. Do somebody have some points to this topic? No? Here, minimizing the risk of SaaS.
That's
Can you describe a bit?
Yes, we were thinking about a more technical solution. We have an app feature, but our solution is mostly based on a bracelet that would be like an accessory and behave like usual health bracelets. But in addition to that, we thought maybe we can do like a low-level Bluetooth connection between all the other bracelets, and that way collect information about who was in contact with someone who was COVID positive, or if people around you were very recently COVID positive, and in that way ensure that you're in low risk of getting COVID.
How you get the information about whether a person was positive or?
So my idea was they could be, the bracelets could share between themselves some kind of serial code, and then an internal database could, you could find, it would be automated. In the internal database, you could find if that specific bracelet number was in close proximity to any other risk number that was detected COVID positive.
So some authority should put that this bracelet was like,
yes, was in
or
contact
the person alone
positive.
should put this information that I was positive. How?
You should put information that you were positive.
Okay, so it's up to you.
Yes.
It's a kind of anonymous, yeah?
Yes.
Because now I'll check in my mobile phone, there are 7 people.
Yeah.
So please stand up and go outside, yeah? And these 7 people, okay. There are some privacy issues, I would say, for the people, but the idea is nice. I like it. Somebody else to comment or?
Maybe I have one comment. One problem came to my mind. If there will be a Bluetooth detection, the Bluetooth cannot detect the wall. So if someone lives one apartment next to
I
me.
mean behind the wall.
What?
Yeah,
behind the wall.
what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So there will be a problem because the positive person was, I don't know, 1 meter next to me, but behind the wall. So
I understood this like you have just Bluetooth connection to your smartphone, yeah, application,
Yeah.
and then through smartphone you send this data to somewhere to cloud, yeah?
Yeah.
Also you can use your GPS coordinates.
Yes, it uses.
However, for using indoors, it's quite hard. You can use Bluetooth, these Bluetooth beacons.
Yeah, but it's not really imagined for things like that in your own apartment, but for example, travelers who, I went here to Valencia, and now it's for big and open spaces. I'm going to a bar, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for example, if you can detect the place, if there is a building or not, for example, plane, it's,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
that's why we would use GPS location.
yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah. That was very good point, because I think if your aim to apply this bracelet like to real life, even you not, but if yes, I think it's the most cases you need to know whether you are in touch with COVID guy is if you are in the same room or close indoors.
The initial idea was the risk of COVID, But when we discussed it, we thought of it as a health bracelet that would monitor maybe your heart rate and your body temperature and things like that.
That's yeah. It's nice. You can build it, but it's not so innovative. Okay, but it's nice. And yeah, you can.
But I just wanted to say that like maybe you can get around like the wall restrictions by adding like certain timing to it. Like you listen for serial numbers in a period of like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, and if like two serial numbers are close to each other for an extended period of time, then you register a connection between them, and not like right away when you interact like with 1,000 serial numbers.
But what I can recommend you to make your product alive, just write down the condition that you can use Bluetooth localization indoors. It's possible, but these buildings should be equipped with Bluetooth beacons. Yeah. So if you want to use a bracelet, for example, in the city of Valencia, I don't know how many inhabitants is here. Who knows? No?
800,000.
Yeah. So we need, I don't know, million of bracelets, and then each building equipped with a number of these beacons, yeah, to make it working outside and inside. Yeah, maybe it would be better to use, I don't know, camera and image processing to evaluate whether you are COVID positive or not. Or MIT did really interesting research. They built a database. Every positive person called like to microphone, and they were able, according to the data set they have, to say whether the person is positive or negative, according to the voice produced. Yeah, as you saw here. Yeah.
Networks.
It's easy to say it's working. It was also published in a paper, and it was MIT. Yeah, MIT. What's MIT is? MIT said this. So, like this is another approach. Going inside the building. Okay. Probability, as you said, there are some deep learning methods that can use. Probability that you have COVID is like this. It may be better to hardware, but I don't want you to change your approach. I just want to give you some hints. Any others? Okay. The next.
About the principle of kind of knowing what kind of people you are close by and who is close by to you. Can we use it for something positive? Like, you know, you go to a trade exhibition or you go to an event and you want to find people who have got something that you want to engage with. Can you take the kind of the same technology and use it for when the COVID is over?
Yeah.
Then what's left? I mean, how to continue the business? Are there some principles that can be taken into another case?
First, can you comment this? Or
I have an idea that's safer.
I think they can go for multiplication. They can just, like she said, for example, it may contain some of the functionalities like the heart rate, temperature, and everything. It can be used, I don't know, for children to detect their temperature, or like, I don't know, it can be used for some specific cases, or it can be used even for parties and events, for example, or like, I don't know, the music style, or like something like this. It can be multiple.
Everywhere where indoor location together with vital function monitoring is good to know. Yeah?
I think the main point is that, I don't know, like if I understood the idea right or not, but the main point in all this should be how those bracelets are connected together. Like they should be connected in a smart way where they can, how to say it. I'm just fantasizing a bit about the idea. It would be so interesting if when I just enter the room, I can get a notification from the bracelet that there are like, I don't know, 7 people, as you said, in the room, that they have this and that. So it would be so interesting that within some distance, you get some information, which would be so perfect, because you just can, take your precautions at that moment and wear a mask and, can have yourself safe.
Yeah, perfect.
It's really good idea.
I see like two future applications when COVID is over. One would be like a first world application and one a third world application. So one, you could use it on a ski trip with your friends and like create a network between you and like just scale down the privacy options and like it just gives you an arrow in the direction where your friend is on the map.
Yeah, so you need
So
to
you
have
find
all of their display.
Yeah, all of it. And in like third world situation, when COVID is over, it can like create mesh networks, like 2G networks that like provide telecommunication. Why not? Where there's no base stations available.
Yeah, I think it's good idea, but based on this architecture, really hardly
I mean,
achieved.
it's like an extra chip to add on it.
Yeah. let's call it the extra chip. Okay.
How hard is 2G? Guys, it was in the 80s.
Sorry for exploding the walls a bit apart, but
No.
I really like to think that there are situations like COVID,
But
but then there is the world after it, or how can it be a platform that can be used for many types of cases?
yeah, but that's okay. That's because we found already 2-3 ways. This you mentioned is called Smart Batch. Smart Batch, and there's plenty of developments on Hackaday, and one was like the really hard, with 2 diodes, yeah, LED diodes, red and blue, and button and infrared transmitter and receiver. So if you like somebody, you head your infrared transceiver to his badge, push the button, and he directly knows that you love him. It's like Tinder is application. You push these fingers, yeah. So this is all the way, yeah, with electronics. Yeah, I love you, and then I am waiting. You make this. It's a reverse. Yeah. This is very hard because it's not so exact, yeah, you know. Okay, so this is one. You can use laser, yeah, whatever, and I can make you with laser some sign. I love you. Okay. Now this is very interesting topic: creating, learning, and team building with 3D printing. Who is in this?
That is us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a much kind of less technical point in a way. Because our idea is to add the learning experiences, co-creation with 3D printing. So trying to tackle the fact that we have digital things going forward, but then we have the lack of people that know how to do things. So we're trying to get that little link in between.
So we will make some teaching framework, or let's say, or
yeah, in a way. So we organize like learning sessions, workshops, and it's all about kind of going back to basics, planting the seed that you would know what can you do with 3D printing.
Mm-hmm. So let's say you define the fields where this 3D printing should find its place, and then you find or you introduce the ways of how to implement this in this field. Yeah.
I would say even going much way back to basics. So like our target group is, for example, with educational systems. So it could be, for example, elementary students or high school students or even university students.
The question here is, it's about how to learn 3D printing, or it's about how to use 3D printing in educational process?
It's more how to use it in the educational process, not just how to learn how to 3D print. It's more like the bigger picture, and also how to be able to utilize it. And maybe giving the students or whoever, could be company employees, giving them the idea how to maybe utilize it in their own, for example, prototyping in the future.
Okay. Yeah, this is really hard topic to discuss it more technically. Until you develop your own 3D printer.
Well, that was the thing, because like our model, we would not develop our own printer because there's a market for so many printers.
But as you heard, there are chips, special chips, and you make this chip, who nobody heard about it, can make your 3D printer, I don't know, very cheap. For example, for 20 euros. Yeah, if you think about this special chip, even the chip is not existing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also this is the way of how to think about the social other points to 3D printing. Yeah, smart Google Street Map. Who's there? So?
We were faced with a problem in which people with disabilities, concretely we were focused on people in wheelchairs, that they can't really get around using traditional navigational systems, for example in urban areas, for example in Valencia, because to us a sidewalk that is normal, that has like a normal step, it's not a problem for us that we can walk, but for example you're in a wheelchair, and it's big of a problem to traverse that sidewalk. So it's a big step. It's a problem. And now where our app is going to come in is it is going to use Google Maps as well as Google Maps Street View and computer vision to see if on the suggested path that Google Maps suggested, there is a curve or some other obstacle that someone in wheelchairs that poses a problem to him.
Okay, so you like to build some layer on Google Maps that will analyze the desired journey,
yeah,
and somehow warn you that something.
Not warn you, but we are going to
optimize it to be better.
Find a different route
to be better. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. Even applicable, I would say.
I mean, we wouldn't do it if it wasn't applicable.
Okay. Also, the others have applicable thing. Also, your is applicable, I would say. Yeah.
We're from the same university.
Yeah.
Which university?
Awesome.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, some points to this navigation approach. You know how to say. I don't know which add-ons need some blind people or people with special needs use when they want to use Google Maps. Yeah, I don't know if there is some more.
We are going to make our own application, but we are going to use those Google services which are already provided.
Okay, so it's gonna be like application for people with disability.
Yeah, we are going to have the normal graphical user interface for visual for people with impaired hearing, so that they can use the normal graphical user interface. But for example, someone with visual impairments who can't see the app, it is going to be customized. It is going to
you can interconnect your mobile phone with the sensors that use these people. That they have some sensory which transfer the data to them to the ear. Yeah, if
we could do that.
Yeah, you can create an API for us to plug into maybe.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Connecting, but even we were talking about your application, then we came here to this slide, so that's why it's cool to somehow. Even you guys both are from the same university.
Yeah, we know each other. This team, can you add? Can the users of the system add some information, like ways, where people are commenting that there is now a huge traffic jam somewhere there? If somebody goes with a wheelchair and says, and by the way, the door is only 70 centimeters wide, which you cannot really see in Google Maps. So can you crowdsource more info on top of your system?
We have a specific add-on that we call the reliability, which is going to
It's kind of creating a kind of community around the city, which face the same problem, like not only person or wheelchair, but also a parent with touch baby and people who have the same problem to to help each other indicating which place, which shop, or which restaurant is
Okay,
more
so
or
it
less
is there.
accessible.
Yeah, it is there.
It's,
I think it is important because these people know better than anybody else, is it really accessible?
That's true. That's true. Guys, another point? Tell us. No.
Not really. I had one crazy idea regarding to, having like a, I don't know, wristband that has like, laser sensor that scans all the surroundings of the earth, but that's a bit expensive.
Drones monitoring from space.
Around you. Like that kind of solves some problems.
Yeah, but I heard there is a mapping of the surface. For example, I think in Slovakia, Peter the cloud mapping. I don't know. Is it the thing that it will map the surface and the elevation of the surface and things like that, so you can know if there is a bump or something like that, or I don't know, roll. And it's free data, no, in Slovakia, for example.
Yes.
But I don't know the precision of that.
Yeah,
It's
really,
half meter or?
it's digital terrain model.
Yeah.
It's like digital elevation model.
Yeah.
It is open source in our institute, some governmental institution. It is based on LiDAR scanning by planes.
But do you know the precision? It's half meter or better?
I can look for it in the web. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
they can always like buy a few LiDAR drones and scan everything.
Yeah, for example, like that.
But really, you can see a lot of details there. I was really surprised when I watched this data.
Yeah. So, for example, you can use this. We have it in the Slovakia, like free data, open data, so you can scan and scan the route for the wheelchair or something like that.
yeah, that would be amazing with like drones going to pedestrian and street workouts kind of
Yeah.
Also, maybe a good point would be inform the other people that be careful, there is some guy with disability somehow. To, I don't know, if I'm driving the car and there's some crossing, and then maybe it would be good to be careful that somebody with disabilities is near to you, maybe stop longer there or something like this.
But
Why?
privacy invasion.
No, actually, I thought this because you know what was a real problem. It was a project I participated in, the informing the drivers that bicycle is in a runabout. Yeah, informing the drivers, because when there is a bicycle, it's hard for the driver to predict whether it's going straight and so on. And there were a lot of collisions. So European money put there, European Union, not European money. European Union put there some money, and we make some analysis of how it was possible. That's why I maybe found interesting to do this stuff, that when there is a driver, not the driver, maybe, you can, the guy with disabilities can inform you with several ways, either automatically, that is uploading his data, that how it's going through a CTA, it's the term of privacy. Then maybe he came somewhere, push the button, or identify with some ID card that inform the people near, be careful also. Yeah, we are just now thinking, yeah, maybe it would be good to prevent some collisions if also somebody else would have information about the guy with disabilities there, but it was just my point.
Just generalize it a bit, like I'm guessing that a lot of the cities will have like routes that are optimal for people with disabilities, and then when you get near a route that is known to have a lot of traffic by people that are disabled in different ways, then just notify, hey, this street is known for like this and this.
Or
I don't know, it's easy.
We can place sensors on the intersection to see if there are any pedestrians or bikes.
Yeah, could be. You don't have to, it was like a point maybe you could think about it, yeah? also to inform the others that. But it's another way of your solution. Yeah, you focus on one thing. So yeah. Another point. Fake news, a very current topic, I would say. Who's there?
Yeah, so I can say a few things. So basically, the point of our project is to make a browser extension layer that, like when the user goes to some web page with news or whatever, just clicks it and it sends the data, I mean HTML page or something to our app, and we will create a machine learning algorithm that will take that HTML document, scan it, try to look for anything, I don't know, machine learning stuff, and basically tell the user if it's fake or if it looks good. And yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, this is the way also I would generally describe this like this. But even now, tell me, how you tell the AI algorithm what is fake and what is not?
I mean, we would like take the learning process. We would like take thousands or millions of confirmed sources, news articles from confirmed sources, and maybe take some that are obviously fake or create our own for the false results. So we have true and false data that we will send for learning, and yeah, the algorithm.
Yeah. This is very tough job, I would say. Very tough job to.
What's the definition of a confirmed source?
Yeah, that's yeah. It's hard to say, but
We also solved this problem when I was here in the Erasmus, and the thing is that we try to hire a team or something like that with people that will try to confirm if there is a fake or true, for example. But with every edit confirm information, the machine learning process will be better and better and better.
Yes.
So it's like maybe the beginning will be the hardest part of it because the structure of it and everything. But after some time, it could be better and better. But yeah, the beginning will be really tough part.
Maybe also to integrate kind of voting. That you decide it's a fake. Then you can put voting there that people can vote.
for sure.
But then it's also good that only person can vote who registered. That you can see whether the person is real or not. Yeah, this is really tough job, I would say. Even if you do your analysis whether it's fake or not, then you need to somehow tell the people that install my application to, I don't know, to a web browser or whenever as add-on, and then to use it.
You can also not just like yes or no.
Yeah,
like give it
that's
shades. Give it 5 levels of fakeness. Like suspicious.
Of course.
Could be good. Maybe. Confirmed by Cambridge specialists. I don't know.
There is a original extension that gave you like a score to a website according to the trust you can have to the website, and especially for fake news. And but what they don't propose, for example, it's like other source that can confirm or add some information to your own article, because they gave an idea to score to a website.
Ooh, that's practical. Like charge every link that you do.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the slight problem. If I'm keeping fake news website, what am I gonna do first when if let's think I take real websites and I start to spam them. So that's kind of the problem. What if the users start to put wrong data to the AI? Because isn't it like free to anyone to vote any website?
I mean, yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah, that's I guess the challenge of the thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on if you can flag only fake news, or if you can flag good news. Because then if I would have fake news website, I would just put it good news.
You could also say it's real or it's fake, and based on some voting system or something, like 90% or more people say it's good or it's fake. then it will take it into the consideration
Yeah.
of further learning. Or
Yeah, and
something.
also having like maybe user credentials, you know,
Yeah,
profiles.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy
Yeah.
has reviewed 100 and
So
they
we
have
don't
been
have
configured.
boxes.
Yeah. So you can't just make random accounts and start spamming.
I don't know if this will be applicable or not, but if you say that, for example, I've seen something and it's, I don't know if it's fake or not, I put it through a system in which it goes through the main reliable websites, and while going through, like, it checks if this news is existing and is a reliable website. If it's not, it says it's fake. If it's existing, that means it's real.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's fake. It's not in this website.
Because they are
It can be-
reliable websites. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it can be something new
Like,
in the different part of.
if it's new, it should be the reliable website should be the first one which writes about it. That's the thing. If it's a real news, it won't be a random thing existing in the social media and you won't see it.
Everyone
in
will
the
write about
articles.
it.
Huh?
And everyone will cover it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, the problem is that fake news spread also very fast. So many websites, many news websites or something just take one fake news and just copy it and copy it and copy it and like.
And but fake news are spreading I think faster than the real news.
Like,
There are.
I don't know. I mean, I believe that for each country there are like some reliable websites in which you can, like, how to say, reliable websites or reliable places where you can find the real news. Okay. So, if for example you're starting at a point, I don't know, like for example Spain, there are like some websites that you're supposed, when you open it, you'll find the latest news, the real ones. I don't know, you heard something happened somewhere, and you want to see if it's real or not, if it happened or not. You enter into this system, and you like go, I don't know, through each of the.
Oh, it's a good idea. Even as you said, it's very hard to, very easy to publish something. It's very easy, and it's very hard to evaluate whether it's true or fake. This is like a problem of fake news, I would say. They're spreading too fast. Even you find out it was fake, there are tens of the others that you need to evaluate something.
And sometimes it's not that easy to prove. Like, let's say someone claims that vaccines cause pregnancy deficiencies or something like that. You need like established research to prove that that is not true. Like,
true.
how do you prove that if there's no research?
You cannot prove it.
Yeah, you can.
You alone cannot prove it. Even some scientists can prove it. Other scientists would say, okay, but this proof was not good. Yeah, because it's the science. Yeah. So yeah.
So there would need to be like a category for that.
Yeah, because it can be a
Like inconclusive or something.
The problem is that it should be kind of a Wikipedia, which is kind of a self-regulating, but it should act at this pace, right?
Yeah.
So, and how to automate that, because as you have said, the wisdom of the masses doesn't work in here, because the fake news are multiplied over and over again. The government who produce fake news, they also produce all the evidence around it that it sounds like it's real, right? Deep fake, as we call it. Nowadays, you know, fake news, because they are much better than the real news. There's much more details, and funny names of professors from the funny universities do not even exist. So
Fake news.
content analysis doesn't work very well.
Yes, it gives you what you want to hear. So that's why it's easy to read.
Yeah.
And fake news are spreading for attention, so they
For
want
attention,
they want to say something what you want to hear.
Okay, we are almost over the time. So.
We are over the time.
Are we?
Yeah.
Last case study, number 7. No more food waste.
Okay, so
New name?
Our idea is basically, so the problem is that there is too much food waste around the world for each country in advance, and we are thinking to make a website in which, like, actually it can provide like the food, like the close to date products, basically not just the food. in per location per store, and it can provide like fast delivery, so like it's Bolt or Panda or whatever, like with a partnership with such a company that can provide the delivery in the same moment. So you can order this food at cheap price.
Let's imagine, perfect. Let's imagine I am the shop owner, and then I put the stuff that's is free or almost done, and then people just come and take only this stuff, not buying the real things. Could it happen?
I think it will be still profitable for those stores because if we see how much they lose money, like in those products, because they are not getting goods.
You want to support them or the
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. The others, some points. Yeah.
There is, I don't know if it's here in Slovakia or in Spain, but
Oh, we're Spain.
It does exist, but in France we had an application that where people, when they are going to close their shop, they put like type of baskets full of what they didn't sell if they can sell the day after, and you can go like 1 hour before the closure and take your basket and pay like a very cheap price for what there is inside. And that I don't know if it's generalized also.
No, I think that's a very good point, because food waste causes like the business to actually not lose money on the goods that are not sold, but also to spend money on disposal of those goods. And like if they actually earn money instead of spending the money on disposal because they sell it for like, let's say, a very big discount, then that's a negative thing turned into a positive thing. Yeah. So like instead of spending money on disposing the waste, it's not waste at that point, it's still usable goods, but maybe that wouldn't be able to be sold regularly.
And they earn a little price, but on what they could not sell anyway, so they reduce a little bit the waste, and the people also know new shop in which they would never go if there was no.
Mm-hmm. And do they use application or just put the things in front of the? No. They use application.
Yeah, you can book online the basket and pay online, and then you just go to the store, buy food and take it, and they validate on your phone, and you come up with your surprise basket.
Or a drone delivers.
How do you want to differ from application?
Do you have an idea what is the name of this application?
Yeah, there is Too Good To Go. One called Too Good To Go, and the other one is called Phoenix.
Okay. Well, still, I mean.
You'll be better. You make it better.
Huh?
Yeah,
you make it better here.
No. We still. We still have the added value because it's for all the products. First of all, second of all, it's with per location per store, so it's gonna be like you can use it whatever you want, and plus there is another feature that I'm supposed to talk to you about right now. That it's you can in some point you can like put the meal that you need, and you can get the products that are like close to it that you can buy on the cheapest price. Yeah. So it's gonna be the easiest possible.
Well, what about to add like pick and place option that, for example, I as a student walk across this. I'm not a student, of course. I walk across this shop and I say, okay, is there anybody who want to have cheap food? And I don't know, some elderly granny with your magic button. If somebody goes across this shop, could it bring to me? Say, okay, I'll bring you for free. Yeah? Granny paid it, and you take it. Maybe like some edit, but I don't know the other service.
We actually thought about it. Thought that if you, for example, pass by and something like we scan the barcode of product, and for example, it's not existed on the website, you can go, you can get like a free delivery for some other time, or you can get, I don't know, like a premium package for the website, something like this. So even a customer can do that. Yes.
Well, if we continue Michal's thinking, what if there is an elderly person who would like to have a warm meal supplied by somebody from the community, and then, well, you can check, okay, these meals I could do in this time, at this price, then you cook it and you deliver it. So you become kind of a, how do you call it, hop-in restaurant, like that. Not only delivery, but also
Yes, but
a kind of community type of thing.
okay. Thank you for your attention.